Hello and welcome to my capstone presentation, the basement apartment renovation for the Cruikshank Home. My name is Caleb Cruikshank and let me tell you the story of my work that I've done throughout this project. To kind of go over what we'll be discussing through this presentation, we'll be talking about the house, the homeowners, and what I've done, what I've been working on. I'll be discussing the design guidelines, the ideation of the project, as well as the final design. And finally, the conclusion of what I've gotten out of it. To start with the Cruikshank Home, or, ironically, the house that I've grown up in. The house was built around 2001, and to some, this is considered one of the newly houses that were built. To me, it holds many memories and life experiences I could not get anywhere else. And it is the place of family connection and bonding. To me, when I think of a house with a good family and a place to grow up and live in my mind, I instantly imagine a house like this. Now to talk about the homeowners. My clients, in this case, are my parents. My mother, Yvonne, brings color expertise to the project and is overall good with color aesthetics to certain areas, especially in different houses that she worked on before. My father, Andy, brings construction expertise to the project, as he has worked in construction before and has plumbing expertise. Overall, they've done housework before since they were also originally part of building the house, as well as many flip houses around our town. So this is not new to them, and also this is not their first rodeo. So, how did this idea, or overall, how did the project start? It started around 11 years ago with the idea of just putting a bathroom in the basement. Now, those who have done house renovation before can know that this will go beyond that. It eventually evolved to be just putting a bedroom down there and to making it a living space. Eventually, I decided to pick up the project and finish it. Now, this is the current state of the basement. As you can see, it is mostly a mess with exercise equipment all over the place that to some who won't admit is collecting dust, a bunch of couches, a lot of random toys, a bunch of gaming consoles, and a bunch of furniture, and is overall a mess. Now, but since the basement has storage, although the basement has storage and a space to hang out, it does not have the feel of the apartment aesthetic. Now, since I picked up on this project around a year ago, I have done some work before the capstone project. I have sketched up many of the room placement ideas, I have made a rough 3D model of the final floor plan layout, and I have made many images of the different rooms. And after all that work that I've done, all the extra work that I made each year, all that slow and painful work that I've done, we got a toilet. Hey, on the bright side, we can finally check off the original idea that we had 11 years ago. Now, for the design guidelines, although there is a list of them, I mainly bolded out the ones that I mainly focused on. Well, I wanted to ensure that it flows with the rest of the house. I wanted to provide adequate natural light, since it is a basement, and natural light in this case is very important. I wanted to work around the existing infrastructure like the wires, plumbing, and the HVAC system. I also wanted to make it feel original to the house, as if it were a part of the house itself. Now, the site is located in Union County, Ohio, in the city of Marysville. And the site itself is in between the Women's Reformatory Prison and Bunsold Middle School. Yes, I know I know it's ironic. Now, now, although the work will not be around the outside of the house, this is overall where the site is located. Now, now, with this project, thankfully I didn't have to start from scratch thanks to the blueprint original thanks to the original floor plans I found in the house. Here are the elevation views from the outside of the house. And here are the original floor plans and interior elevations of the house, with the original floor plans of the basement on the top right, around right here. Now, on the left you will see the empty floor plan of the basement, and on the right you will see the new floor plan of the basement. Now, of course, this project didn't flow without ideation and a lot of sketches. Here are many sketches of ideas of different doors that would replace the windows in the basement, creating another entryway for the apartment space, as well as providing that additional natural lights thanks to the windows. Here are more sketches of the floor plan, as well as bubble diagrams of the space layouts, which inevitably led to the final chosen floor plan that I have worked with throughout this project. Here are some essence mood boards, getting an idea of what each of the spaces and rooms could look like, as well as what they could feel like, as well as giving me an idea of what to make each of these spaces be in the end. Now, of course, there would be many changes that I would have to make through the communication of my clients. One of them was the door placement. Initially, the closet was going to be its own room of itself, being kind of its own unique storage. But it was decided that the closet would be part of the bedroom instead. Another major change was the room layout. A very good example would be the layout of the bathroom, as it would change a lot of times due to structural impossibilities, concrete layers, as well as easy access to plumbing. We had the amount of I cannot name the amount of times we had to move around the toilet. Now, here are the materials that really took a lot of discussion to figure out that would be there. Eventually, it was decided that the floors would be overall made of IVP wood flooring. The walls would be made of a tan and drywall, reflecting the rest of the house that have already been in there. The ceiling would be a white drop ceiling to make it easier to work around the wires, pipes, and vents that are already there. As for the bathroom, it would have gray tile floors, white walls, as well as some white tiles for the walls of the shower. Now, here is the refined floor plan, and as it is color-coded of each of the spaces, is with the furniture already laid out that would reflect upon the renders later. Now, of course, I had to add additional elements. One of them would be the plumbing. Now, thankfully, with most of the plumbing being exposed and laid out already, the only thing I had to do was work around adding the pipes for the additional essential plumbing accessories, such as the sinks, the toilet, the shower, as well as the washer and the dishwasher. Again, thanks to the already existing HVAC system that was already laid there, the only thing I had to do was lay out additional pipe trails or vent trails for the bathroom area as well as the kitchenette area. While the rest of the existing infrastructure, I just added vents for air to flow through. Now, here is the reflected ceiling plan. With the already discussed supply diffusers and exhaust fans due to the HVAC system mentioned earlier, we decided to add can lights to the majority of the ceiling to the ceiling, as well as add generic ceiling fans in the living room space and the bedroom space. And here are some of the side elevations. What we are looking at is what we see right now is the northwest side elevation as well as the southwest elevation of the cutout basement. And here are some more side elevations of the northeast and the southeast section. And now let's walk back through the basement. When we first go downstairs, on your right you will see an entrance furniture allowing you to put up your jacket, bag, and or hat, or whatever you were carrying out to work, down as a way of getting back from work or to pick up your stuff before you leave the house to either go to work or to run some errands. As you walk around the left side of the stairs, you will enter the kitchenette area, a place that sits around for people, has a lot of cabinets for pots, pans, plates, and silverware, as well as additional kitchenware. Yeah. It also has a sink, a dishwasher to wash dishes, a dishwasher, and a refrigerator to store your food or leftovers. It also has next to it a laundry section to do your laundry. And the kitchenette space, as you saw earlier, does not block any routes to the laundry section to, well, do your laundry. Next, we move to the living room. This space is almost exactly mirrors the living room upstairs in both space and feel. It also shows an additional entrance to the space via the door and also provides the natural light that we discussed earlier. It shows as a place to hang out, watch TV, or read a book from the bookshelves, or, in some cases, store board games that you can play later on the living room section or the earlier mentioned kitchenette table area. Coming from the living room space, we entered the bedroom. It makes for a combination of a place to rest as well as make as a makeshift office space or workspace. This space this space houses up to 2 people to sleep in, as well as serve as a place where if someone needs to stop by and needs a rest, it is easy and also in some cases a good place to hang out. And here is the bathroom space, which works without running to the additional floors upstairs to use the bathroom. It is set in this case, the designated bathroom for that area. And here is the before and after of each of the spaces. Now, although it isn't exactly what the space would look like, this gives a vision of what the space can become and from what it is now. It gives an idea of what the final goal or vision can become once this project is actually built and construction is actually beginning, or actually finishes. As I have done before starting this project as my capstone, I have 3D printed the space to give a virtual idea of what the space layout and what it can become. For benefits for my clients and parents, they finally have a vision of what the basement could be and have additional room for guests to stay and hang out. As for me, I have a place to hang out, I have improved my skills since this is a real project, and I can finally put this phase of the project to rest after 11 long years. I would like to thank my parents for providing me the original blueprints of the house, as well as my father for giving me logistical and constructional feedback. I would also like to thank Carlos Chang for being my advisor. He has helped me a lot, as well as given me a lot of feedback and suggestions for the project. And also, I would like to thank the ICC for giving me the skills and giving me the best 2 years I have had with design. Overall, if I haven't said thanks enough, thank you for watching my presentation.